Hello, hello, my friends. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to my face and my card making space. And no, you're not imagining things. Holiday cards. I have promised for years that I would do holiday cards throughout the year leading up to the actual season of making them. And I've never done it. By the time the season's over, I'm just kind of done with it. But this year, I vowed to actually make it happen. I had planned on getting this up earlier. I was hoping to do like on the 25th of each month because it seemed fitting to do a holiday card. I make no promises that I will be able to stick with that because as it is, this is going up later than I planned. But yeah, holiday cards. So I'm hoping at least one video a month making holiday cards because that's going to help me, build up my stash before we get into the real crunch, of making. And plus I've got products from last year, previous years, etc., that I never got a chance to use. Specifically, the ones I'm using today, I was actually supposed to be in a hop a couple months ago with Fawn and Altenew to do a collab hop with them, and the package to me got delayed because of the postal strike. And once it got here, hop was long over, holidays were long over, but I was like, oh, I still want to use these goodies. So I made a couple cards with them. I'll have links, like always, to everything in the description box below. And then, just stay tuned. We'll see how I manage to fit this in, but let's hope maybe I can do it on the 25th of each month. We'll just see. So I'll have links to everything I used in the description box below the video. My links are affiliate links. That just means that if you click on one of my links and end up placing an order, I do get a little kickback from that at no extra cost to you. It is what helps pay the bills, keeps my heaters going, enables me to keep bringing out content. And while it is, I think when this goes up, it'll be February, most likely. While it's February, currently here in Saskatchewan, we are getting a whole bunch of snow. So happy holidays. Anyway, let's get into making the cards. I'm starting with the Winter Skies stamp set from Fawn. And I've got my Stampwheel 2.0 out and some smooth white cardstock. This is Simon Says Stamp smooth white cardstock. And I'm going to stamp the critters and the trees from this set onto the cardstock with Altenew's Obsidian Pigment Ink. And I've mentioned this before, but with this cardstock and this ink, I find for me it works best to heat emboss it, because I think just because of the coating on the cardstock or just the smoothness of it, the ink, even if I heat set it, it smears on me, but it's such a crisp black ink. And I don't mind the heat embossing because it does give it a little extra something. For the images, I'm just going to use Wow's Clear Matte Dull embossing powder, which when you melt this embossing powder, it goes glossy while it's like melting, and then it cools and it's matte. So things don't look like they're heat embossed. Just personal preference. For another image in the set later, like for the background, I'm going to use like regular clear embossing powder because I want the glossy finish. It's just nice to have options. So I'd use my anti-static powder on the cardstock, stamp the images with the Obsidian black ink, coating them with the Clear Matte Dull embossing powder. And then once those are coated, I'll melt those with my heat tool. And then off camera, I filled in that bottom portion and stamped more of the trees. And off camera, I stamped even more trees. And I ended up with a second panel because I messed up at one point, which I don't have footage of it, but I end up with enough to do 3 cards. So bonus, why not? So I melt everything. And I forget when Fawn started doing this. It was a while ago, like a year ago, maybe even longer. They started releasing coordinating little stencil sets for a lot of their images, which I like coloring. I got plenty of videos, many videos over the last 15 years, however long it's been that I've been doing videos of me coloring. I like to color, but I really do love me stencil sets. It's satisfying, and I really like the look of just the smooth blend. So and this personally, I will mix and match, Next time I use a set, I'll probably color the images, but stencils are great. The thing I like though also about the stencils is I have so many people that coloring either intimidates them, you know, they don't enjoy the process. Some just outright don't like coloring. It's like, I like critters and little images like this, but I do not like to color. Stencil set, man. We got him now. It's a win. And for one like this, it was really simple. There's etch lines on the stencil. There's only 2 stencils that are needed, and they do all the little parts of the critters in the set and the trees. And there's little etch lines on it so you can line everything up. Like it was simple. It was super simple. I quite enjoyed this because again, it's that satisfaction. It's like, ooh, it's all smooth. Love it. Remove the stencil. Done. Perfection. So I'm using my Altenew mini blending brushes and a bunch of Altenew inks. For the fox, I did like pumpkin pie and Sicilian amber. For the little raccoon, I did pure graphite, industrial diamond, silver stone, so grays, like, you know, medium gray to dark gray. For my little bears, I did rocky shore and mocha. So got little brown bears and all the other little critters. Love. So then for their little scarves, I kept it simple. I did puffy heart ink on the one, and then all the rest I just used crimson ink, so just red. Again, just keeping it simple. Yeah, and just kept working my way around. And I had the panel just on my stamp wheel because I was just using the sticky mat and the stamp wheel to hold the cardstock and the stencil in place. And then just kept working my way around, filling in all these little images. So once I got their scarves, I went on to the little pine trees, and you can see I'd stamped more of them. And for the pine trees, I used Forest Glades, which is the lighter shade of ink, and then Evergreen. So I started with Forest Glades at the top and then blended Evergreen into like the bottom and just blended them together, just to give them that little extra something something. And then for all the trunks, that's where I used Espresso, like dark, just dark brown. And the other thing to note, I didn't show this on camera, but I do make a habit of when I am done stenciling images that I have heat embossed. You can't see it because, you know, I've stamped images in black, heat embossing, whether it's clear embossing powder or the dull embossing powder, it doesn't matter. When it's black, even I can't see it, but there is ink sitting on top of all of that. Not the end of the world. But when I'm done, I do take one of my cloths, like just a microfiber cloth, flour sack towel, it doesn't matter. And I wipe it like over everything to pick up any of that ink. The only reason that I do that is because when I die cut them, if I'm die cutting multiples, which I ended up doing, if there's ink sitting on top of that heat embossed lines, that can press into your die cut plate. And if you're not paying attention and you go to die cut more, that ink on the die cut plate then transfers onto the next set of images. Ask me how I know that. So I don't show it on, I keep forgetting to show it on camera, but I learned that lesson after I did some big stenciled images quite some time ago, and I completely wrecked the second set because all the ink got, like lines of ink got pressed in. And I was like, what on earth? And I was like, oh yeah, duh. Because you just can't see it. So when I'm done, all my stenciling, I just wipe everything with a cloth, and then I go on about my die cutting, etc., and we're good to go. So I die cut all my images, set them all aside. And then my backgrounds are right now, they're A2 sized. So 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. And there's this little Santa sleigh and reindeer image in the stamp set. And I'm doing the same thing. I use my anti-static powder tool. I'm stamping the images with the Altenew's Obsidian black ink. This time I'm embossing these with clear embossing powder, just regular clear embossing powder. So this will be a little bit shiny. And the fun thing is you could skip using this and change the sentiment. And these cards could be kind of any occasion. They wouldn't specifically need to be holiday cards because, you know, it's a winter theme, cute little critters. You could make birthday, like any occasion. But I'm making holiday cards. So we got Santa flying by. So after I coated them with the clear embossing powder, melted that with my heat tool. So that's going to resist. The clear matte dull would resist as well, but I just like the shiny effect. So I have my panels. And now I'm pulling out the first quad of inks I'm going to use. I'm going to use 2 different sets just for fun. Don't have to do this. I was just having fun. So I'm also using these slightly larger blending brushes. Those that are familiar with Altenew, these were their original blending brushes from Altenew. They're new to me. I ordered them. I think they were like Black Friday sale or something because I was curious. These are nice. My only gripe with them, I wish the handles were longer. That's it. The brushes themselves, they're great. You can do really, I'm just playing with them. This was my very first time using them. You can get that really light, soft blend, you know, if you want to like get that kind of glow look. But with a little more pressure and a bit more ink, you can get a really good, like an intense blend as well. So that's what I did on these backgrounds using 4 inks. So this first set, I used the Cool Summer Night quad. So Sea Glass, Ocean Waves, Dusk, and Desert Night. And just blending everything onto this panel. The other thing I should have done was paid attention to where I was putting my fingers. I got fingerprints on this, and they're really obvious. You'll see it in a minute right there. Fingerprints. Good job, Amy. But I'm going with it. I'll fix it later. So I'm using my little ink stands from Brienne. I've talked about this. I started with 1 when I first started getting the Altenew inks, and then I ordered 3 more. So now I have 4 when I want to do blends like this. It just makes my life easier. So the next quad I'm using is the Glacier Caves Fresh Dye Ink quad, and that's Arctic, Caribbean Sky, Persian Blue, and Sapphire. So a bit more of a true blue quad for this one. It's always fun to just kind of mix up the different colors just to see, you know, what kind of effects you get on the skies. It's fun. And same thing. Started with the lightest color, and then I just kind of work my way to the darkest. I'm not worried about the bottom portion. That's going to get covered up. But I've learned my lesson this time. Like, keep my fingers away from this. I've talked about this in many previous videos. I'll use, you know, Post-it tape, things like that to protect the cardstock. And then forgot my own rules, and that's how I got smudges on the first one. But we're going to fix it with splatter, because that's what we do around here. So, Picket Fence Studios Paper Splatter Watercolor in the Liquid White Snowflake, because this will give it shimmery. Because this isn't supposed to be snow, this is more like stars. So I put that on a palette, use my fan brush, splatter this all over the backgrounds. And then the one with the smudges, I did the splattering, and then later on I actually go back in with the Liquid White Snowflake and just a little brush, and I dot it over the fingerprints to conceal them. Just covered it right up, and we're good to go. Because I did manage to get a nice good splotch to kind of cover up some of it, but fixed it. There's always ways to fix it. So, after I let everything dry, I did end up trimming these down a bit. I took about a 1/4 inch off each side, so these panels ended up being like 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And then I pulled out an oldie but goodie favorite. It's the SLIMLINE Stitched Hillside Borders dies from Lawn Fawn. I've had these for years. Always great. I pull them out often for any sort of like scene that I want to create, because there we go. And they've got different shapes to mix things up. So I just die cut scraps of cardstock with those wafer dies. I also grabbed some black cardstock, and I'm stamping one of the sentiments from that Winter Sky set with clear embossing ink, and then I'll coat this with white embossing powder, melt with my heat tool. Another thing I really like about the Lawn Fawn sets is they have a lot of like buildable phrases, and they use kind of the same font and keep everything. It's very like straight edge, you know, so the sentiments, it's easy to butt them up together or like one on top of the other, etc., depending on how you want to create a sentiment. And I forgot how nice that was. So I did that. And then for like the main sentiment, I'm using the Scripty Joy word wafer die and the outline. The outline I die cut from Heartbeat cardstock from Altenew, and the word I die cut from Altenew's glitter cardstock that I love because it's like delicious. Don't eat the cardstock, but it really is pretty. So I die cut the word from that, adhered the layers together. You can't really tell on camera, but the outline, the Scripty Joy outline, and I have another one from Lawn Fawn that does the same thing. It etches the actual like word into the outline as well, so you can line it up like perfectly. It's still easy to line up, but I do like that little attention to detail. So once I had all my sentiments ready to go, I am assembling my card fronts. Very simple. I adhered the die cut snowbanks, and then my little trees and my critters, and I just use craft tacky glue for everything. I'm not adding like a ton of dimension to these. And these little critters like just looking up at the sky, like seriously, they're so cute. So adhered everything with just craft tacky glue. Here and there, I would just use little scraps of cardstock behind like some of the trees and things just to even things out, because I do still have like layers, you know, of the cardstock going on. And then I'll adhere my sentiment, like the big die cut sentiment, and then the little sentiment, like to finish it off, that I had heat embossed. I had die cut with a sentiment label wafer die. So all the cards say wishing you joy. And then there's a little heart in this set, just a little outline heart. So that I inked up with the Altenew Crimson ink and just stamped it right onto the card fronts right next to the sentiment. Just that little extra. So I did all of that. And then for the insides of my cards are top folding A2 white note cards. So 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. And butted 2 of the sentiments together. And I'm going to stamp those onto the insides of these cards with the Obsidian Pigment Ink. And then just keep repeating the process. So I took the side off of my stamp wheel there so that the card base can just hang off. And I was using the alignment guides, which I've been just kind of leaving in here because it's just convenient, because 99% of the time I'm just working on A2 size panels. So I just kept lining up each card base, just like so. Ink up, stamp, repeat. Simple. So once I have those stamped, I used the individual critters that I had stamped and stenciled and everything, and then some of the extra trees, because I did, like I said, off camera, I had done a whole bunch of them. So adhered those to the insides of the cards just to finish them off. Like, seriously, and that little bear butt, I just, yep. That's why I like Lawn Fawn so much. It's just, they're just cute. So once I had the insides elements like adhered, the card fronts I stuck to the card bases with some Big Mama foam tape just to give them a little bit of dimension. Not a ton, just a smidge. So got those popped into place. And then as my final little like embellishment, I took a white gel pen and just added little highlights to all of the stamped images. It just finished them off. And as usual, not really following any sort of like light source or anything like that. I just add little lines and dots wherever I think it's going to look cute. So worked my way around and added those little bits. And once that was done, these cards are complete. I decided not to add any other embellishments, anything. Because I've got, you know, the ink blending and the splatter and the glitter cardstock sentiment and these just adorable little critters and these fun little scenes. So that finished off all these little Christmas cards. So like I mentioned in the intro, I will have links to all of the things in the description box below. See, there's a shimmer on the background, and I creatively covered up some of the fingerprints with just extra splatter. It works. So yeah. And like I said, you could leave off the Santa image and then just switch out the sentiment. And then these could just be like just a winter time, any occasion card, you know, super fun. So again, like I mentioned, links will be below. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me, for thumbs upping and commenting. It does really help a ton, and I very much appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't. I would love to have you, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!